Okay, I think we're good. Stream time, here we go. Uh, all right. I need to get the cards. So let me work on that quick. The return of the intro, by the way, I think that worked. Let me just make sure everything is coming up right. While I try to do 3 things at once. Looks like it should be okay. I think. Looks like it. Yep, we're good. Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I figured I had to get OBS to play the intro. It's not perfect yet, but it's good enough. So we'll do that. I worked really hard to try to get that intro put together. I found some animation, but I had to modify it to make it work the way I needed it to. Hello, Motown. We are currently working on getting the cards, and then we are going to play. All right. So, let me go to Mana Traders here off screen so I can request them to give me 75 fishy cards. All right. All right, that is 75 cards. Excellent. Please send me these. We've got some fun lists to play tonight. 4-1 league with Skull's list. Okay, that's pretty good. Does he have his list posted somewhere? Can we look at it? I'll bring it up while we're waiting here. It'll be a second before we can get started, so. But I will definitely show it off. You can find me where it's at. This Mana Traders is gonna be a minute or two. I imagine it's in Decklist. Is this where we're looking here? Fuck. I don't know where he put it at. That's yeah, I don't know. Send it to me somehow, and then I'll show it. I don't know where it's put at the moment. Cause he plays some interesting cards that are worth looking at. Okay. Let me grab all these. Okay, I know there's a way to do this. Damn it. Why doesn't this work? Oh, I don't want to have to do this for all of these things. I know there's a way there has to be a way to just take all of these cards, and I just don't know for the life of me what it is. But all right, it's fine. So that is fine. Submit. Okay. Okay, that's the one. All right, let me open that up. Oops. Uh-oh. Yeah, it'll be weird for a second here. All right. Awesome. Yeah, all right, that's good enough. All right. So this is what he's been playing. Okay, wait. Trying to get everything organized so that we can actually like see everything. And nope, no, that one goes there, that goes there. Okay, no, it's fine. So here we go. Let's look. Move this. We got the thing that he likes to play is Rishadan Dockhand. So his list is all about that mana denial here with Dockhand. Which, you know, being I 1/2 with Island Walk's pretty cool. He's playing all of the lords, so there's and Reejery. Like this is a very, very aggressive list. The biggest difference though is it does not have subtlety in it. So I guess no, it does. The subtleties are in the sideboard, I should say. But yeah, his list is definitely way more aggressive here. 4 Mutavaults, no Cavern of Souls. That's surprising to me. I would think that you would definitely want Cavern of Souls, but I guess Counterspell definitely gets harder to cast with that. Is there no Glasspools either? I don't see any. Yeah, so he doesn't have any Glasspool Mimics. That, like, I think that Glasspool is important to the list, but I can understand he's trying to play a little bit lower to the ground. Yeah, I don't know. 4 Mutavaults, like, in no caverns, that makes me a little bit suspicious, though. I mean, Mutavault definitely is fine when Plague Engineer is not around, and right now there is not a whole lot of Plague Engineer around, so Mutavault is probably at a higher point than it has been for quite a while. But there are also lots of counter spells in like the blue-white decks, so I think that having at least 1 or 2 caverns is important here. And yeah, sideboard, you know, Relic, Counterspell, we were familiar with these. The subtleties in the sideboard. It's got Tidebinder Mage, Brazen Borrowers here. Cursed Totem is a surprise here. I'm not sure what exactly he wants the totem for. Is there like elves or something? Like there can't be elves. I think it has to be something else, right? Like maybe Hardened Scales. Cursed Totem just does not seem like the card that I would play in that slot. I'm not sure why he needs that. Though 2 Vapor Snags in the main deck, like that definitely has some utility to it. So, I mean, it's definitely a totally fine list to play. But it's not what we're playing today. Alright, we are going to... I have to remake this list. So this is the old one. Alright. So, yeah, let's go. Can I just click here? Alright. Import. Fishy. I don't know. We have to pick. I usually just pick the island box, even though it doesn't matter. Elementals? I don't think it works on elementals though, right? Because the Cursed Totem I think only applies to creatures when they're in play. I don't think it works in them in their hand. So yeah, if that's the reason, I'm not really convinced by that. Yeah, it wouldn't like what in elementals is even using it on anyway? It's only activated abilities, and they don't have activated abilities. So I don't know why he's playing the Cursed Totem, but I definitely would not play that card. But otherwise, here we go. This is what we are going to run for tonight. Let me move. Yeah, Torpor Orb. That would make a lot more sense. Here we go. Can make this a little bit bigger here. All right. This is what we're rolling with. So, am trying to test Master Waves here. I think if a lot of removal is based on like bolts and unholy heats right now, then Master Waves is probably a lot better. It's hard. It's not impossible to hit, but it is definitely harder to hit with a prismatic ending than pretty much anything else. Yeah, and so I mean there is still some fatal push out there, but like honestly, Master's come back a little bit. He's definitely, you know, in a meta that's relying on stuff like Unholy Heat, Master of Waves is probably going to be really good. So I played with this list a little bit, and honestly, Master of Waves did like just completely dominate games where you just like play Master, copy Master with Mimic, and then you know what does your opponent do? Die. It is a little bit weak against Dress Down because Dress Down will cause all of his elementals to die, or you know, if they play like, yeah, they play Dress Down, yeah, you just you don't your elementals just go poof, And he doesn't have protection from red anymore, so they can like go dress down Unholy Heat. So the Grixis list do have some answers to it, but I think I would still rather just put them to the test and be like, all right, do you have it or not? Because if you don't, Master will probably kill you. And it does help if we're going to. Our plan is to tick Vial up to 4 so we can flash in Subtlety. Well, you know what? Vialing in Master on 4 is also very good. And having some diversity at that might also throw some people off if they're not sure which threat they need to be worried about. So I think that's really good. So we're going to play that. We are not going to have Harbingers in the list today. We're going to play Cursecatchers, though. So Cursecatcher, I think, is going to be helpful against the Rhino deck and the Living End deck. And the reason for that is that when they're on the play, they can actually combo off on your turn, on your upkeep on turn 3. So that way they have access to Force of Negation, and you don't have access to Force of Negation, and you only have 2 mana then. So Cursecatcher is a way to answer that and keep that from happening, because if they want to do it on that turn, they will have to tap out, and they won't have the one to pay for it. So Cursecatcher will keep us alive long enough for us to get to counter magic and to have a plan against it, hopefully. Otherwise, you know, it being an extra 1-drop just means now we have 10 things we can do on turn 1. So that's kind of cool. We're still only going to play 2 Lords because there is a lot of removal, so I think 6 is a good number. I miss having more of them, but at the same time, like, I don't think we can afford slots to have more, because we need threats that are just more individually good right now, and Lords are probably the card in our deck that is the worst on its own. Because if you only have 1 creature in play, and it's a Lord, it's a fucking Grizzly Bear. So, yeah, no, there is definitely enough red in the meta for Master, I agree. Otherwise, you know, Svyelun, really good on its own. Master's fine on its own. You know, puts 4 power in play. It has protection from red, so you know it can and when it's not on its own, it's just even more devastating. So Subtlety, totally fine on its own. It does a thing. It's a 3/3 flyer, can get there. Silvergill draws a card. You know, Tideshaper, you know, has an effect. Like Trickster can eat something. You know, it's much better on its own. The Lords on their own are just terrible. So and when the removal is high, like, these are just the worst card in the deck. You need synergy. You need to have them in multiples in order to really, really, you know, go down that path. And it's really, really hard right now. So, yeah, I think not running the full 8 just makes sense. So I think we're going to continue to see this pattern where we play more cards that do things on their own. And yeah, like I said, that's one of the reasons I like Master, just because it represents a really, really big threat, and the threat scales, and that's important. Like, if you have a board and you play Master, it will just end the game. So we'll look at the sideboard quick, and then we'll get into our league. So the sideboard is largely, I think, going to be the same as before. We have like a lot of the same suspects here. Skydiver is going to help us a lot against the Hammer Time decks. Relic, obviously, like Living End, we can bring it in against the Luris decks. Borrower, you know, it's just generically good. But anything playing like Karn the Great Creator, we probably need Borrower for. Counterspell, any match where we want counterspells, I think, you know, bringing in 3 of these will help. And I think the reason that we'd want Counterspell over Force of Negation is for the same reason as before. If you're up against, say, like Living End or like Rhinos, you want Counterspell so that you have something on you when you only have 2 mana. You have access to a Counterspell. You know, you can't force them when they're on the play and they just do that on turn 3. So Counterspell, however, you can respond with that. So it increases our interaction at our weakest point against them. Once you get to 3 mana, then you can start worrying about like hard casting forces, and so you have more stuff that comes online. But at least until that point, you know, we're increasing the amount of time that we have to, you know, find an answer before we die. Ancestral Vision, I'm still interested in this card just against all the Luris decks, because I talked about this on the Merfolk Discord a little bit a few days ago. Honestly, the fucking 2-for-1s are almost just not even good enough at this point. You need to be stuffing your deck full of like 3-for-1s or better stuff like Luris is like that's a 3-for-1 or more, you know. And then there's a reason they don't have like Team or Battle Rage anymore. Why would you play that when you can just play Dress Down, which is the same card but also draws a card? Or like Croxa, it's like, okay, I'm gonna make you discard at least 2 cards, and I have a 6/6. Uh, the Dragon's Rage Channeler, you know, like the graveyard is just the second hand, so every spell you cast is just adding card advantage to them. They use it to exile stuff like Croxa, or you know, they might just have cards that they actually want to cast out of the graveyard, you know, or like delve it to Murktide or something. Like it has a lot of utility. So yeah, like, or you know, maybe you put like Seasoned Pyro in the graveyard, and that's something you can use with it. So Ragavan, you know, the more times that hits, the more cards it's going to draw, and it can easily become like a 3-for-1. So it is like brutal trying to fight a lot of these decks on the card advantage axis. And so Vision is like the only thing that I can really look at and say like, okay, this sort of keeps us in the game against some of these decks where if we can draw enough cards, maybe we can like live long enough and have enough resources to go with them to some kind of end game. So that's why I'm looking at this. Like, as crazy as it is, like we're moving more towards, I think cards need to be able to generate like 3 cards of value now in order to like really claim slots in some of these decks. So and it's sad, but also yeah, that's kind of true. And it's, I think in large part like Luris is like by far the worst defender, but you know, you do have stuff like Ragavan where it's like, all right, they're fine with using removal on all your creatures as long as Ragavan gets to draw them cards every turn. So like, how do you stop that? It's like, yeah, it's rough. So I am interested in playing Visions to combat some of this stuff to refill our hands, and I think it will be good against those decks. I continue to believe in this card, and I'm willing to keep playing it. And then the last thing is Aether Gust, which will definitely help us against the Titan decks. It will help us against the Rhino decks. It will also help us against the 4-color decks. You know, you just put like Ren and 6 or like Omnath back on top of their deck. That is a huge tempo swing and can help you get there. Even like Fury, this thing, you know, put Fury back on top of their deck. It's like extra copies of Subtlety for that purpose. So I think it's good. I've tried 2 of it. I've liked it so far, so I'm going to continue playing it and see how it does. But I think this card definitely has a lot of utility, and it's not something I necessarily want against like a Grixis deck, but any like green-red deck of absolutely bringing this in. So, all right, enough talking. We have to go and get into a league. So here we go. Let's bring this back. All right, modern. Where's our league? Fish. All right. So this is also practice because my intention is to go and play a tournament on Sunday as well. So we'll see how this goes, but so far, like the little bit I've played with it, I've thought it was pretty good. Definitely, like when I tested against like the 4-color control deck, and like I did really well against them. So I'm hoping that, you know, that continues to be the case, because that seems like the Urion 4-color pile decks seem to be pretty popular. So if we have a deck that's really good against them, then that gives us, you know, there's a legitimate reason to want to play Merfolk. Then if we can consistently dunk on that. We have the tool. Subtlety is really helpful. You know, like, yeah, Subtlety, just putting, you know, stuff on top of their deck and just clunking them out, you know, is great. So interested to play with it more. All right, we are on the play. All right, I'm just checking here to make sure. Okay, everything is fine. So, as much as I would love to keep this, I can't. I have to mulligan. We are going to keep this, though. We will just put an island in the bottom. This hand's much better. I think they kept 7 cards. Yeah, I'll put Island here. I don't think I'm going to play Tide Shaper in turn 1. I want to see what we're up against first before I decide what I want to do with this. So Bloodstained Mire. Alright, so maybe... They did reveal Lurrus, right? Yeah. So there's Ragavan. Alright, well... They might try to kill Tide Shaper anyway, but... I guess I'm just going to cast it and kick it. We'll make it a little bit more awkward for him. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm okay with blocking this thing. So the thing is, if I don't block it, they're going to get the treasure anyway, and they'll just have the removal for it. They had the Delta regardless, so... Alright, sure. So we have to figure out if we're up against Shadow here. If they have Death Shadow in their deck. Not all of these lists do, but I think this one probably does, because they just fetch for that untap. Alright, I guess let's play Cavern on Merfolk. Get Master the Pearl Trident out. Hope it lives long enough for Master Waves to do a thing. It's gonna be a little bit hard because they have Channeler and like 6 cards in hand, so. And the thing is, if they have that's not great. Well, at least we can discard Island here. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna play the Grove. Just in case they play like another Kolaghan's Command. This only makes 1 friend, but at least it blocks. Or I mean, no, it doesn't block this. So never mind. But yeah, it's harder for them to kill it. They need like Dress Down. Okay, well, that's not gonna do anything. Interesting. So they put Lurrus in hand here. Let's sacrifice Waterlogged Grove. That's actually great. Okay. I don't have anything here. So, as long as I don't have Dress Down, we're in pretty good shape. Alright, well, we're tapped out, so like there's nothing we can cast, so we can just F6 here. So, like, Lurrus by itself is not enough. Oops. Yeah. Alright. No! They fucking found they have Dress Down. Alright. Did they just like surveil into that? That's terrible. Alright, alright, maybe we can there's they don't have protection. They also don't pump up the Mutavault here. I think we just hold back for right now. Let's see what they want to do here. This is a pretty potent engine. So they go with the Mishra's Bauble. That's interesting. So they put a Alright, so they are, like, we suspected they were on Shadow, and they are. Alright. I have Subtlety here, so if he tries to cast a creature, I can definitely kill it. I don't think I really care about that right now. Well, they can only cast one spell from the graveyard. And they already cast the Mishra's Bauble, so they're not in any danger of casting it. However, Subtlety is a fucking 5/5 right now, so Master of Waves is best friends with this card. It's worth noting. Yeah. We have to start hitting their face. Alright, I guess I should cast this with the kicker. It doesn't really matter what we hit with this thing, but I guess I'll hit the Blood Crypt. Okay, well, this feels pretty good. Yeah, Master of Waves and Subtlety managed to get there together. That was awesome. Yeah, Elementals get +1/+1, and we are playing an Elemental in our deck finally that can actually benefit from Master. So, okay. Let's take out Aether Vial. I'm going to bring in Ancestral Vision. I would like to bring in Relic, and I think we want Brazen Borrower. I don't really like Force here. So I think if we just take out Vial and Force, I think that's okay. I don't know about, like, Counterspell. Like, do I want Cursecatcher? I probably want Cursecatcher just in case they have, like, Ragavan or something. Because I want something to throw in front of it. I'm not sure how good Counterspell is going to actually be. I think this is okay. Unfortunately, if this was an untapped land, I might seriously think about this, but I need an untapped land. Alright, we're doing this, I guess. I also think here... Probably... I think I want to keep these, because if they, like, Inquisition me, I probably... This is a good card here. Get rid of Cursecatcher, I think. Tideshaper seems a little bit better. Guessing they'll play Channeler. Yeah, alright. So we're going to suspend Ancestral Vision. That's how we're going to keep up with this. Yeah. They kept 7, so... That's not terrible. Sure, get in your 1 damage if it makes you feel better. Interesting, they do nothing else here. Fuck it. We're going to draw a bajillion cards, but we need to draw land so we can actually cast them. However, the subtlety is going to be real good. So it means we can afford to throw away cards because we're going to have tons of these to draw. We just have to live long enough. This is definitely a spot where we want to do this. Let's not let them get away with this right now. They put it on top, that's fine. And just buying ourselves crucial time. No, we don't want to yield through this. I really need to draw land this turn, though. I want to play Silvergill and hopefully get Svyelun online. Not great. I guess we're casting Tideshaper. The weird thing is they can't really use removal on it right now. They have to wait until their turn to do it. Because if they do, they'll surveil away their Death Shadow, so it wasn't really convenient for them to, like, push it there. Alright. But the tech is there, but we need to stay alive long enough to you know, be able to make use of the cards. Again, like, land is kind of critical here. My god, can we, like... We've gone through 10 cards. We only have one island. Look, if we don't draw a land next turn, then things are a problem. Ideally, we draw something like Trickster. That is not good. That means we are getting our face pushed in. I need this to die. Okay. It's not too late to turn this around, but it is getting very close. Alright, they used a drown in the lock. That's a problem, because now we don't, like, have any way to deal with this killing us. I mean, if we're dying to the mana screw, then we're dying to the mana screw. What are you going to do? At this point, I don't think vision is going to be fast enough. We draw the lands, Svyelun lives somehow, and then that's sort of fine. But it's asking quite a lot. Okay, that's not the worst. Alright, well, we have options here. Let's see. Cast Svyelun. They have 2 cards, so, like, I don't know. They might just be removal. But I think I have to try. I think we're losing to, like, Bolt or something anyway. Alright, that's a problem. They find, like, a fetch land, we're dead. Like, we needed this way sooner. If they have Lightning Bolt, that just does it. Yeah, that's fine. You got it. The mana screw was real. Alright, we'll just run this back. Did not get our second mana until way too late. I think we mulliganed both games. This is actually great. We're going to keep this. I think this is exactly the sort of hand we want. They mulled to 6. We have interaction. We have lands. We have turn 1 vision. Okay, what are you going to do? Thoughtseize? Go for it. I think Thoughtseize probably takes Svyelun or Trickster. I think I'd be more like, they probably care about this card more. Yeah. I agree, that makes sense. Oops. Well, I am definitely playing the Relic here. Let's keep their graveyard empty so that way stuff like Channeler is useless and they're never going to get Crocs off, hopefully. You know what? I think it's safe to... I think it's safe to play this here. They might Fatal Push it. Sure. I still have Relic up in case they try to, you know, do something with K command. Sure, let me take Trickster. They don't have any red mana, that's also important. So I'm playing that so next turn I have maximum mana to use with the 4 cards I'm drawing. He had nothing going on. That's good for us. Alright, let's hope there's no Drown in the Loch. Looks like there is. Less than or equal to. Alright, I can't do anything about that. Alright. Because, like, it would still be 0 either way, so... It's fine. We're still in good shape. That is definitely fine. Oh, would you like some help with getting that Death Shadow online? Because now if you cast Shadow, I can just Subtlety it. Lightning Bolt? Okay. Definitely choosing top. Yep. No, Fatal Push is not going to work here because Death Shadow was never... Oh, God. We are just fucking trouncing them with these subtleties here. Shadow is not coming into play anytime in the near future. Alright. Yeah, Fatal Push is not a plan. Terminate. Okay. Sure. Thoughtseize. Okay, well, let's get this out at least. You're gonna go to 5, and then you're gonna go to 3. Sure, Shadow is in play. Does it actually matter, though? It's not bad. They have no more red mana. So you have to find an answer to Subtlety or you're dead. Alright, we win. Subtlety is what did it! Alright. I mean, we didn't get to resolve the vision, unfortunately, but it's okay. Like, they stumbled with their mana a little bit, and then Subtlety just, like, tempoed them out of the game, so... Relic also is doing its work, keeping their graveyard nice and empty, so stuff like Unholy Heat is not going to be a threat to our elementals. Because 3/3 is better than 2. So... yeah, I think our sideboard makes that match definitely a lot better. You get to bring in a lot of relevant cards. So, yeah, oh, they still have stuff. Like, one thing I noticed, like, when I was the last person that I was testing with that was playing Grixis Shadow, told me that he actually was siding out like 2 Ragavans against our deck, which I'm not sure if is correct or not. There definitely is an approach where you can just try to play Ragavan and then just play removal on every creature I have. But he said that he didn't really like that plan that much, that he would prefer it. He only kept in 2 Ragavans and then just brought in extra removal spells, so it might not be as big a threat game 2 and 3 to worry about the Ragavan start, so that's just something to think about if you're playing fishies. Alright, we are on the play. Excellent. Up against Tesla Shock 1. Yeah, I think this is a fine hand. Alright, we're up against Luris. We'll keep. Which means, you know, we've definitely got cards here. Alright. You know, Silvergill is always great. Like, all these are nice value cards. Just hope they don't discard something. Oh! What? We're up against Mill. Okay, well then we're fucking gonna crush them. Like, our matchup against Mill is insanely good. Oh, that's really tempting too. I think I'm actually inclined to do this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use Trickster in their turn. Let's just, you know, keep them from milling for a turn. No landfall mills for you. Like, you're not gonna have main deck Mystical Dispute, so I don't believe you that you would. Field of Ruin. Unfortunately, that can get rid of our Oboro. Oh, but okay, so I could either play Svyelun here, or I could play like, I'd have to play the Oboro and open it up to this thing. It's not the end of the world if that happens. But I could also just play Silvergill Adept. And if I play Silvergill, then I can keep the Oboro in case they try to go for it. Hey, Grim Ducky, what's going on? Alright, let's attack first and see what happens. Like, I doubt they have anything here. I think we're going to play Silvergill and see what happens. I will show them Svyelun so they know that it's there. I don't want to show them Master of Waves. They'll keep Fatal Pushback for it or something. I'm actually going to counter Silvergill. Okay, no, they're just cycling Fractured Sanity. Okay. Oh, that... See, the Vial actually is almost worth this, but I think we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to get them with the Oboro. So if they target it, I will just bounce it back to the field itself. So Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Okay. We lost 12 cards. So we're at 31 cards right now. Alright. So far... I think here... we're going to have to do something. Because they have to cast probably about 2 more spells to win. So what I can do is attack maybe for 4 here. play Master of Waves, make 4 tokens, and then that's a pretty significant threat. Like, it'll be at 14, and this will make so this will be another 2 power, so we'll have 6 plus 4 tokens. So yeah, like theoretically, if we play Master, we could be threatening to kill them next turn. Our life total doesn't really matter. I don't think the Minamo matters. So maybe if we find like Trickster for this thing or something, and if they can't like block, then they actually are dead. Sure. We have to survive this. They could have Fatal Push, so Fatal Push would be really bad. If they don't have Push, then we have a chance. So they do kill the Oboro, because they know the danger here. I don't think I want to actually get a land with this. I'm not going to find one. I'd rather keep the land in my deck. So I think every card is going to matter. So we still have 8 left. That's rough. Drown in the Lock. Damn it. Alright. Well, they have 3 cards left, and realistically, one more mill spell might do it. Alright. Alright. So we're at set. Yeah, like this is what I'm saying. Every card here is going to fucking matter. Well, we have to do this. I think we just play Svyelun or... Alright, what has been exiled? Is there any chance we can draw a force? So there's no forces here. There's one... so 1, 2, and 3, right? So there are no forces left for us to draw, so Cursecatcher is pretty much it. So we probably don't want to be casting Silvergill Adept here. Yeah, it's rough. Alright. Well, whatever. I don't know if this is going to be enough. But I feel good about post board. Alright. Is there any chance that we have, like, a Lord left? There's a Master, an Exile. Oh, fuck. Well, the land, like, this might just be enough. If he has any spell, like, we're just dead. We have 1 card, so... Alright. We're dead. Didn't see any forces main deck, so... Yeah, that's a little bit rough. That's fine. Here... This actually might be a match where Svyelun might not be where we want to go. Actually, see, Master of Waves has the potential to just end the game, but they need to also not have removal for it. So it's also a card that we can potentially cut. They do play like Drown in the Lock and Fatal Push for this thing. I don't necessarily need relics. The only reason Relic is kind of nice is it does turn off Drown in the Lock. And in case they try to bring in something like Surgical, then it will turn that off too. But it's really not that great. I could just not have it. I think I'm fine with Subtlety here. Maybe we just do it like this. He's a little bit slow, so... you know what? If we're gonna do this, then maybe Borrower is better because it has Flash, and we'll take out 2 Svyluns. So this will let us hold up Counterspell better. I like this plan. We'll stay on more of a Flash plan. We'll play first. Unfortunately, I don't think I can keep this. I guess I have to keep this. And I'll put Borrower on the bottom. This is not terrible. We get Vial out, like, we do have... Like, Tide Shaper in this match is actually going to be pretty good. Because it is just a huge beater, so... It would be a real shame to lose this match, because this is generally one of our best matches. Like, sure, Crab... We're going to put 4 power into play this turn, so... If you draw the land, I'll probably play the Silvergill first. Actually, no. If we draw the land, I'll play 3 Tide Shapers. Okay, this is fine, because I can always pitch Tide Shaper to force now. And tick up Vial to 2, Vial and Silvergill. Sure, Shelldock Isle, that's fine. I could turn that off, but I'm trying to win the game before that is a thing. Drawing a card, I don't care. You're just cycling here. Is there anything I can actually draw? I don't think nothing that's going to affect my decision to attack. Interesting. All right, that's good. So the question is, probably play Tide Shaper here and then just pitch Silvergill to force. Okay, sure, cycle away, but I don't know if that's going to be fast enough because you're going to take like a bajillion damage. That's also good here. So let's see. I can attack for 8, put them to 10, and then like Master kills them next turn. Trying to think like if they're not gonna have like Damnation or anything. That's not a card I'm concerned about. I don't believe there's any card they have that can wreck me if I just play Master right now. So I am going to do that. Because I think getting in an extra 4 damage is worth it. So it brings me up from 8 damage up to 12, and that puts him at 4. So 4 is a much more reasonable number to, you know. Or no, I'm sorry, at 6. But yeah, like 6 is much more reasonable to kill them from than 10. So, like, this could also just be concession territory. I still have 43 cards. Like, even if you have removal for Master, like, these are still going to kill you. And we have the Force backup. So, like, everything is looking very, very good here. I'm very surprised he threw away the crab that early, but I guess he just felt, like, really pressured. But this feels like a win is imminent. Engineered explosives on 1. We are not doing that. Yeah. You know what? Okay, that was technically that was a mistake because if say like they had Mana Leak or something, I really need it. It would have been, or I don't know, Spell Pierce. If they have like Spell Pierce, they could play land and still crack this. But I should have kept the Trickster because then if I draw a land, I can still play Trickster. But I can't actually play the Silvergill if I draw a land, and I can't play the Silvergill if I draw a Merfolk. So that was actually a mistake. I should have pitched Silvergill there, just in case for some reason they could force the explosives through. So that was worth, I guess, mentioning. You know what also might be good here? Maybe Skydiver. It's like, again, Svyelun is really slow. I don't really want to tick Vial up to 3. And this thing also has flying, too, so I think I'm willing to try that. And it's not going to draw me cards when I attack, because that's actually not a great thing in this match. By the time Svyelun attacks, like, the number of cards in my deck actually matters. His hand is okay. It's not amazing by any means, but I don't really want to be pitching Subtlety here, but like the rest of my hand, like it's not terribly good, and it's Cursecatcher's fine, but they're gonna get like if they're gonna play a crab in turn 1, I don't really have a like I could play Tideshaper maybe. It does mean like Cursecatcher is gonna make it very difficult to actually counter something relevant. I'm very kind of on this. I honestly like I don't think that this is enough to really get through. So I kind of like yeah, and we're not playing Subtlety at any point really. So I think I'm gonna mulligan here. Like this is much better. We're gonna keep this. Let's get rid of Subtlety. I like this hand a lot better. This has much more killing power to it. Okay. Okay, nothing. Excellent. That was also a very good draw, because now we can still cast spells. They might Spell Pierce my Vial. Nope. Okay, Vial is going to be fine. It's okay. We'll probably play Silvergill next turn. Search. Okay. I don't think the game is going to go that long. I don't know why you think that's a thing. I will show you another Silvergill. Not bad. If I can get another land, this counterspell is going to be awesome. So it kind of incentivizes me to maybe Vial and Silvergill next turn to dig for the blue mana for this. What are you doing here? Oh, you're going to kill him. Oh, you know what? If you're going to fucking... Thank you. Now we have both Trickster and Counterspell mana up. Like, this is great. They just fixed our mana for us for free. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna wait. There's a possibility that I could draw like a Cursecatcher or something with Silvergill here, but I think I'll wait till their end step in Vial and Gill, and then maybe flash in Trickster. Oh, they're not doing anything? Okay, well that's trouble. Alright. We gotta put in some pressure here. So, like, sure, you can Fatal Push something. I don't care. Okay, sure, fine. Not worried about that. Double push? Okay, I can live with that too. I'm gonna leave this on 2. I'd really like, yeah. See, drawing a land here is great, because now I can Actually, just, well, okay, the Field of Ruin's not doing anything, but I can Tide Shaper one of their lands here and still hold up Counterspell. Um, trying to figure out if I want to get the extra damage in right now. 15 versus 14. Like, even numbers will do more damage. It might just be better to hold up I don't know. I don't have an artifact that I care about for this right now. Alright. I'm going to cast this because I want to vial this in then. And I'm just going to hold up the Counterspell here. You know what? I don't care that much about this. Like, if they're spending all their time trying to kill all my creatures, they're not milling my deck. So I don't really care. They can flip search for Azcanta, but like, it's so slow. They have to take like an entire turn off just to use that thing. Like, just one for oneing me. I have more creatures than you have removal. Okay. We are not going to tick that up. That's fine. And we're just going to Tide Shaper the Azcanta. Alright. Problem solved. Sure. So they put Luris in hand. That's pretty good. Like, if they cast Luris, then I can just flash in Subtlety on it. That seems like a back-breaking play. It's not looking good for them. Okay, well, they have, blockers, I guess. They can try to live for an extra turn, but I think I'm still quite fine here. Still have 44 cards, so... Sure. Oh, that... Okay, well, what is your answer to Subtlety here? I think that means they're dead. All right, cool. Win the match. We just beat Mill. All right. Subtlety on Luris was great. Holding up Counterspell was great. Just having flash threats was good. I think like Skydiver was still fine too. Just having a flying creature was excellent. So maybe there was an argument to try to bring in this one. Sup, Armchair General. So far, we're doing pretty good with this build of Merfolk. We managed to defeat Grixis Shadow, and we've defeated Mill. Definitely very winnable matches for us. And we have a fair number of people here in the chat. That's great. I'm enjoying this. Please let me know if you are enjoying this at home. I always love to look at the comments while we're doing this. So yeah, Drown in the Loch is just it's cool. I kind of miss being like playing the blue-black version of Merfolk that actually played Drown in the Loch, but oh, you're playing versus Mason Boy now. Well, spoilers, he's probably on Shadow. We found that out the hard way. And thank you for subscribing. I totally appreciate it. Feel free to use the emoji in the chat. All right, we are on the draw for match 3. So, however, this hand does seem okay. It is a little bit slow, but I think that we could potentially get away with this. They're keeping 7 cards. We could just play like Glasspool and then maybe something on turn 2. I'm gonna try it. We'll see what's going on here. They did not reveal a companion, so Windswept Heath. What does this mean? Maybe like elementals? Alright, that's not bad. Alright, what is your secret? I'll try them. Okay. So this isn't a Urion pile. Kavu. Okay, so they're playing like the domain deck, so Merfolk Trickster is going to be fantastic. I guess I could have subtletied that, but like I don't know. I'm not feeling subtlety here. I want to keep it in my hand. I think we can better use it later. Cuz this thing could just die to a trickster at any given point, so I'm much more interested in trying to get him that way. Master of Waves also can block this thing forever, so all right. Kind of in a little awkward spot though, because on turn 4, I either play this next turn or I play this in turn 4, unless I can draw another land. So we'll see if we can get them to like waste removal on the Lord here. And hopefully we can live long enough for this to matter. So it's going to give this thing first strike and trample. I think this is worth doing. As much as it pains me, yeah, I have to like do this. Because this is going to be too fast. As I would love to keep this out here, but it's just not going to be fast enough otherwise, so. So he's playing Domain Zoo. Alright, come on, what do we got? Mutavault means that okay, that's actually fine. Mutavault means that we actually can cast Master of Waves next turn. Or I might even just cast Glasspool Mimic and copy the Lord of Atlantis, because that makes it likely that Svyelun can live. I'm guessing Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, that's a problem. Cauldron Complete is probably the pick here. Embercleave. Oh god. Fucking Embercleave. Uh yeah, that's a thing. Alright. We gotta be careful here because Embercleave can just kill us next turn. This thing is gonna have 10 power. I can't block this. Alright. Okay. So we're definitely playing that. So the question is, can I counter offensive for enough? I could play Glasspool Mimic, copy the Lord of Atlantis. Embercleave is going to make this thing attack for 12. That is a lot. So Svyelun probably has to be on defense. We're effectively at 6 because this has flying too. Yikes. If I play Master of Waves, like could I actually make enough power to block all this nonsense? This would be 2. That makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it puts an extra 5 power on the board. Like if I play Master, that's actually okay. All right, I think I have to do that. Yeah. And I don't believe I can attack here because again, I'm at 6 and this thing is going to attack. Like so, I have to have enough to not die here. I think I need Svyelun to block. So if they have, like, removal of any sort, then I'm probably in trouble. Oh, that's true. They could Embercleave in the flyer, but that wouldn't actually be lethal, so. Embercleave. Okay. Or no, yeah, never mind. No, you're right, because it gives it +1/+1. So, then I guess there wasn't really a good way to do this, was there? Because that's just going to deal 10 to me. I guess what Subtlety could have maybe kept me alive for a turn, but like that was not great. Yeah, yeah, that was the call, Bishark. So for sure. All right, I don't think it's a bad match. I think that this is definitely winnable. Brazen Borrower seems good, and Aether Gust seems good. I don't think Cursecatcher is very good here, and I doubt Force of Negation is actually all that good. Yeah, like maybe they would have screwed up and just went for it the other way. You know, you never know. Is there anything else I want to change here? There's some possibility that maybe Thieving Skydiver is a thing. Probably not. Maybe Counterspell. Like, this is okay. I don't know what else I'd want to take out, though. Like, honestly, like, most of these cards are pretty good. I'm assuming they probably have stuff like Fury. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I probably like I can bring in one counterspell at least, but I feel like I might want another one or two of these, but I don't know if there's anything else I want to take out. Like, I think these are all pretty fine cards. Like, Gust is definitely fine. Like, I probably do want. I don't know. Maybe they very very reasonably could have Fury, and like I think I need this against that. But if they have Fury, then I think I do want another copy of this. So, how much time do I have here? Here, I don't know. If I have to shave one more, maybe I could cut like one Silvergill Adept. So they might have like Ren and 6. You know what? It's possible. Bring in the counter spells and take out 2 Silvergills. Yeah, Ren and 6 definitely seems like that could be a thing in this deck. You know what? It seems like it's very likely a thing, so I'm going to do this. I can't. If one of these was an island, I would probably keep this, but like 2 glass pools, no. That's not good enough. Fuck, we're going to 5. God damn it. They kept 7 cards. I think we're just screwed here. Definitely get rid of Counterspell and I guess 1 Svyelun. Our mana sucked for game 2. Alright. Maybe we can just rip lands off the top. But if we don't draw a land next turn, then we probably just die. I don't see another way. Alright. Tide Shaper, you're the call. Don't die. I think, yeah, this was just bad draw. That's all. So, like, Ren and 6, like, if they play that, then Tide Shaper's gonna die, which it looks like is gonna happen. No, they just play a Kavu. Alright, is it a land? Alright, no, we are in this to, you know, we got a chance at least. I can't attack into it, but on the plus side, maybe there's a hope. Probably not. They're probably going to Prismatic Ending this thing. That would be my guess. Or they're just play another Kavu. Okay, that's totally reasonable. I would like another land to play Svyelun, I guess. Aether Gust is not bad, but I think I still need to add more pressure. Because I need them to live in absolute horror and fear of playing an island here. So alright. Do I think they're gonna trade with this thing? I don't think they will, actually. I'm willing to take this gamble. And I'm hoping that, like, Svyelun and Aether Gust are going to be enough here. Discarded a Batterskull. That's pretty awesome. No, they're... Alright. You gonna crack this? No. You're going in for 6. Alright. Interesting. You're gonna play... They're playing a third one. Okay. Are you gonna get the island now? No. They are so afraid of the island. Alright. Do you have Prismatic Ending here yet? Yes, they do. It's not good. Alright. Yeah, I kind of have to play this. This doesn't add to their domain at all. But it is really dangerous, though. Yeah, this could get bad. I would love to attack here, but I don't know if I reasonably can. I may need to block one of these things with this. This is tough, because, like... Because if they play, like, a mountain here, they're all going to be 4/4s, and so I have to block something or die. And if I block with the Tide Shaper, I'm going to lose my Island Walk. And I don't think I have any reasonable way to come back after that. Maybe I just have to hope they don't have anything. Because I think we're in a pretty bad spot, so... If they have nothing and they only attack me for 9, I could actually get there, right? Because I could go like 4, 3. Alright, I have to attack. I have to take a gamble here. Alright, you know what? That's fine. You got it. I am not going to beat the Solitude exiling that. That was rough. We got, Ember Cleaved in the first game, which You know, not a whole lot. We didn't have like Trickster at all. In game 2, our mulligan was just terrible. So, yeah, or whatever. Clunk is clunk. Those games happen sometimes, and they're a little bit frustrating. But I think in general though, like our match against that is not that bad. I think we definitely have some pretty good tools for that. Just not that game. That's all. So, all right, we will not waste our time in a losing game. Let's go and try to win another match. All right. Help me, Jace. We are on the play. Excellent. They are revealing Gairuda. The fuck is this nonsense? All right. So let's read Gairuda here. So I think we want to keep Subtlety for this. Yeah, no, this actually looks really good. We're going to keep this. Caverns. Okay. Because we can just like Subtlety on Gairuda. That's fine. I just want to get an aggro game going before, things get too out of hand. So they have the Gemstone Cavern here. They did not mulligan for it. They just had it. What do we got? What's going on? Collective Brutality. I don't have an instant or sorcery, so okay, so they're gonna see Subtlety and they're not gonna be able to do anything about it. I think that was a good exchange. That's also pretty good. Persist. I can't do anything. Like, if they just have Persist, they have Persist. Alright, so, yeah, Gairuda Reanimator is getting us here. There's not much I can do about it. I guess Master of Waves is going away. I mean, this does a thing, at least. It gives us a chance, but we're just going to have to Trickster the Archon for a few turns. And I'm not very hopeful about this. I don't really have any way of actually dealing with that thing. Okay, well, it's getting better. I guess we just attack with both of these and then Trickster it again, and then hopefully we can come back from this somehow. And there's 6 mana, so they're going to go for Gairuda, I think. I have to evoke this, right? There's just no other way. But this is definitely not winning. It just goes on top, and I still don't have an answer to it. I mean, it's something, I guess. I guess let's see if they get greedy and cast it before combat. Alright. I'm gonna have to sacrifice a creature anyway and discard a card, so... So at least let's not discard. Island Walk is not going to be a thing. Um, Alright, what are you going to do here? I'm not going to block, obviously. Like, blocking is not winning. I need to draw, like, a Lord of Atlantis. Oh, alright, that'll do it. They just play another fucking Archon. Sure. Alright, it was what it was. I guess I want Relic. I don't think Master Waves is going to be good enough here. We need Counterspell for sure. Cursecatcher seems fine. Tide Shaper is probably fine. Like, honestly, like, most of these cards are okay. This might be another match where, like, maybe Svyelun doesn't matter that much. So I'm looking at either Svyelun, like, I think I want to keep Cursecatcher. Like, I don't think I can afford to take out Tide Shaper, so, like, it would either have to be, like, Silvergill. Like, the Lords, I guess, could come out, because they don't have Island Walk. I mean, maybe it's fine to just take out Lords here. I'm assuming that they don't actually have islands because they're playing Cabal coffers. So they probably just have, like, mono black mana base. I'm taking out Lords, I guess. Maybe Glasspool. I guess I could do that. I don't need quite as much mana if I'm not trying to get to Master Waves. Yeah, this is okay. We'll keep it. Get our Vial online. So they're not doing anything in turn 1. You have a strange love for the Kraken cards. Yeah, the art is really cool. You know, I'm really kind of upset that what is it, like Whelming Wave? It could have totally been like Krakens and Merfolk or something like that, but I don't know. Just didn't go with it. Collective Brutality would be bad. All right, try that's fine. I can live with this. This is not bad. So I have Counterspell up now. I have Silvergill. Cursecatcher's good too. I think I want to Vial and Silvergill because if I draw a land, I want to play it right now. That's also fine. So what can they do this turn? Like, I probably just need to play Trickster at the end step, so we'll wait. The Relic undermines the Persist, which is nice. But I kind of need to save the Counterspell for Gairuda if I can. 4, 5. Okay. Oh, they just put Gairuda in hand. All right. This has to stay on 2. Okay. I do have the option here. If I Tide Shaper this thing, the problem is though, like they're gonna get another basic with this. I don't think I can use the Tide Shaper yet. The Relic is not gonna stop Gairuda from going off, so if I Tide Shaper this and they play a land and they have 6 cards in hand, like or they're gonna have potentially 6 cards that could be a land. They could just cast Gairuda for that. I do potentially have Subtlety here. Not terrible. I'm just opening myself up to the possibility that they do something like Collective Brutality. In which, like, they'll take my Counterspell, and there's not much I can do about that. I think I have to hold here. Alright, there's Gairuda mana, so are you going to cast it? And you know what's a problem? If they have, like, Persist. Because if I counter it and they cast Persist, I'm actually in trouble. I'm going to actually evoke, and I'm going to use Subtlety in this, because that way it's not going to get persisted. Okay, that's fine. And we have to keep this on 2. Oh my god, why did I do that? I did not mean to tick it up. I meant to hit no. That was a fucking blunder. I'm probably going to get punished for that too, because I'm going to draw like a 2-drop and I'm not going to be able to cast it. I'm 1 mana short of being able to do what I need to do right now. Because again, if they have Persist, then like it's just all downhill. Definitely countering that. But I can't beat the Persist, so. Oh my god, they don't have it. Alright, okay, there's 2 Mimics, so there's 6 cards in here that are on 3, so I guess I have to keep this on at least 3. It's not the worst, I guess. Gairuda can... Well, no, the Gairuda's not going to get that back. They're going to have to mill something else. So, probably here... Just hit the Cabal Coffers. And keep up Relic to crack. We'll just tighten their mana a little bit. Of course they have another one. Why would they not? Alright. This is not going to be pleasant. We have to just hope that Gairuda misses. Alright. Alright, well, yeah, that's fine. Nothing I do here is really going to help. It has to be from among the milled cards, though. Okay, so they I don't know. It's... if it's a Trickster, I guess that's not the end of the world. I don't know. Like, the Relic is not stopping that. That's a problem. But you know what? I have Island Walk, so I think I just win. Master of the Pearl Trident is going to get there. Alright, we're fine. Because this thing is still an island. Alright. Despite everything that happened here, we're somehow pulling this out of our asses. Alright. This is only really good for the persist. I don't really have anything else that's better, though. This is making me reevaluate. I don't know how good the force is. Again, it's like only really good for the persist. Maybe I have to take out Cursecatcher. Because it looks like they don't have any islands though, but like Island Walk could be necessary to win here. I don't know. This is very difficult. I'm not sure exactly what to do with this. Svyelun seems okay, but like I don't know if she's enough to actually win this game. I might just be better off bringing in like Glasspool and Lord of Atlantis. Alright, I'm gonna do that. Uh, this is not very good, but they're keeping 7 cards. I guess I'm gonna keep it, but I'm not thrilled. Okay. That definitely helps. Yeah, can't deal with that. That does do that actually does help. Think I play Silvergill here. We'll show them a master. Vial is not terribly useful. I do have a Cursecatcher at least, which does something. Alright, what are we doing? I don't like that at all. They're gonna take my Master of the Pearl Trident more than likely. Alright, yield through this turn. There's some reality in which they could take Force, but I don't think they're going to. Yeah, you have to take the Island Walk Lord. Alright. Let's tick this up. Not bad. That's also not bad. Can I attack through grief with this thing? It's not great. But it might be a trade I have to make. The only problem is if they have, like, Persist, then it's... No, well, it's fine, because I'm going to play the Relic, so... If they want to trade the Grief with this Silvergill, that's okay. Farseek. I feel like I need to force this. I have to cripple their mana if I can. Alright. It's a thing, I guess. So go up. And I think I actually am going to tick this one up. Alright. Does something. They're afraid of the Lord trying to kill this thing. That makes sense. So they block the Cursecatcher because if I viled in something like, I don't know, Marrow Regery, then like Silvergill would have actually killed this thing. So what do we got? Okay, so they just put Gairuda in hand. Sure. I'm going to tick both of these vials up here, and then that should buy us another turn versus Gairuda. Alright. They were like, okay, if he had the Lord, or if he had something, he would have played it last turn, which is fair. Okay. I will name Merfolk. I don't think that it matters at all, but sure. So what are you gonna do? Grizzly Salvage. I think I actually... No, I can't counter this because of the Caryatid, so... This is not good. There's nothing I can do about it. They have an Archon, so if they have a reanimation spell, we're dead. Basically. I don't have a way to beat, like, Persist. That is a problem. Gairuda is still on the way. Yeah, I don't know. We just didn't have enough gas for this. I think the biggest problem is that Relic does not interact with Gairuda at all. So, all right. Yeah, because Relic doesn't interact with Gairuda, I guess we are sacrificing Cursecatcher. So we need to draw like Trickster or something. Tap this thing down. I need this to miss. Grave Titan, that's terrifying. Still, Trickster is probably the only way we're getting out of this. Sure. Yeah, the problem that Relic doesn't interact with this card whatsoever. Alright. This is pretty much where the game is decided, like, our, it does a thing, so we're gonna vial it and see what happens. I think we need a Trickster. I don't think Counterspell is enough because they're gonna attack with everything, and it's not gonna bail us out of this. We're gonna lose a creature here off of this, go to 14. They're gonna get more. Like, this game's over. Yeah, we'll give up. There's way too much power. We cannot reasonably come back from there. So that was rough. Like, again, there's another, like, the Counterspell helps a little bit, like, more than the Force of Negation does. So I'm happy to have at least 3 and 3 instead of the 4 and 2 that I played the first time around. But no, Relic was not, like, helping me there. The problem is, though, like, I don't think like any of the graveyard hate actually works against that thing. So, because I believe Gairuda exiles things, right? And then so like even Grafdigger's Cage, I don't believe works against this. Oh no, the Grafdigger's Cage would. All right, it's never like they put him in the graveyard. Okay, so Grafdigger's Cage would stop it. All right, but where I was going with this, Grafdigger's Cage does not actually interact with Living End at all, which is I think is the more prominent reanimation deck. So the Relic is more important against that deck, and it's also more important against the Luris deck. So we're just kind of a little bit soft to Gairuda, but at the same time, there's not really, a whole bunch of Gairuda that we're super concerned about running into all the time. So if I lose points against that, then so be it. It's nothing I can really do about it. But yeah, no, that, like, having the persist, like, and also the Gairuda, like, that was rough. The Cursecatcher tried very hard, but could not stave off that persist because of the Carotid having the extra mana. So it's close. What are you gonna do? All right, last match. Let's see how we can do with this. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Yeah, so this is one of our fish friends, but he's probably playing something random. It's JK Torpor. Yeah, he is always hanging out with the coffee crew, and you can find him, in Nikachu's chat quite a lot. He plays a lot of random stuff, though, so there is no way to know exactly what's going to happen here. And I know he's a fan of playing, like, some jank stuff, too, so. This hand, unfortunately, is really slow, and I am not comfortable keeping this here. We are on the draw. I'm willing to mulligan. This is much better. I think I'm going to get rid of the Glasspool Mimic. Alright. Alright, so... Alright, show me what you got. Scalding Tarn. Alright. I think he's the one that likes to play Spell Shift a lot. But I don't remember what he was showing off his like latest deck was, so I'm not gonna go look. We're gonna find out the honest way. Okay. So he's got Mountain, Plains, Swamp with Scalding Tarn. So this maybe could be like Spell Shift, because I think that is like a 4 or 5 color deck, but I'm not sure. Alright, well, we're going to play Island, and we are going to pass and play Trickster on his turn. So he is playing 5 colors, it looks like. So there's the Island and the Forest. I don't know who to root for. Us? Should we root for him or us? It's all right. No matter who wins, like it's gonna be a fish enthusiast. Okay, sure. Lightning bolt. It's fine with me. That's actually pretty good. I think I'm just gonna play a Svyelun though. If he has Prismatic Ending, it'll take up his whole turn to use it. And then, depending on what we draw next turn, we'll see what we'll do. There is a possibility that we just play like Tide Shaper and I think, or you might just exile this thing, but that's fine. I can just play another Svyelun. Silvergill's not bad, but Svyelun's better. Always bring a backup. Hopefully it does not have a backup Prismatic Ending. That would be terrible. Oh god, yeah. Now this does seem like this is I don't like the direction this is going. This token is important for combo-y reasons. Uh-huh. I don't have a force here. Teferi, no! That's bad. Teferi is very bad. Alright. So okay, so if I had to guess, he's probably playing the fuck, come on, I know this Indomitable Creativity deck. So I have to put the Fear of Force in him, so in order to do that, I have to Trickster this thing and attack Teferi. And hope that he doesn't have another Lightning Bolt. I obviously don't have a Force, but if, like, I can't pretend to have it anyway unless I kill Teferi. And if I kill Teferi, it might make him not go off for another turn. Alright, well now we're probably dead, because now he knows that he can just, like, go off with impunity. Fuck you, Teferi Time Raveler! Alright. Yeah, no, this is, like, the single worst card that has ever been printed. I would rather have, like, Infinite Okos over this card. Fuck this card, fuck it so much. Alright, unprint this shit. Alright, here comes Indomitable Creativity. For sure. Yep, Archon. Alright, I think we can concede to that. That's fine. I can't beat that plus Teferi. Alright, well, we have interactive spells for this. Alright, yeah, good game. On the plus side, Aether Gust actually does something here, so Master Away, like, Subtlety is not really the card that we want. Like, it deals with Teferi, I guess, but we just not play any creatures, like, or we can't Subtlety them, right? So I don't believe so. I'm gonna read Indomitable Creativity, but I believe it just puts it into play. It doesn't let you cast it. The only thing that interacts with is Teferi, so put the exiled cards onto the battlefield. So if he gets like Emrakul, I can't use Subtlety on it. So definitely that comes out. I could take out Master, but it is a little bit slow. This isn't really the kind of match where I want to tap out for it, so that's reasonable. Whereas like the rest of these cards actually do interact pretty favorably, I think. Like Trickster is fine because it can tap down like Emrakul. Svyelun is okay. Like Silvergill draws cards here, and like having things with flash like Borrower is fine, so we actually, I think, yeah, we will get Island Walk from him, so the Lords kind of do help a little bit. Just in case he has like tokens to block with. Yeah, we keep this. Go Silvergill into Lord and hope that's enough. We really want to draw more creatures with this. Alright. I don't think that... No, I think we can afford to play Mutavault next turn. Let's play around maybe Mystical Dispute. Do this first. Mutavault's not terrible, but I want to make sure that I can actually play Silvergill right now. That's great. Alright. Like, there's also a possibility I may need to pitch Lord to the Force of Negation, too. That looks more appealing here. Because now Svyelun is something I can play, and, like, I will have threats of winning. And if he gets, like, Teferi, I have to force it, so then this force stays alive for the Indomitable creativity. If you want a Prismatic Ending, like, Silvergill, that's fine. Renin 6. Yeah. No, I can't let him have that. Silvergill will die otherwise. So here we play Mutavault. So we will play Svyelun. And hopefully that will be good enough. So even if he plays Teferi, I will have the ability to kill it. And then I will still have a force available. He could also potentially ending this thing, which is not great, for sure. I would really prefer that Svyelun live a little bit longer, but we'll see what happens. Like, Teferi could come out, bounce Svyelun, then I have to attack Teferi with, like, Silvergill Adept. Probably not attack. Well, so the part of the problem is, like, I might need to hold Svyelun as a blue card for Force of Negation. If I don't play Svyelun, he's gonna know I have Force. Okay. He's gonna double bolt Svyelun. I think I have to let that resolve. Yeah, that's because I need to have an answer to his combo. So he could potentially go for it next turn. That is a great card to have. I'm gonna play the Grove. I will turn Mutavault into a creature. Attack for 4. I'm assuming that if he just used 2 bolts, he probably doesn't have more bolts. So I might have the opportunity to crack Waterlogged Grove. Interesting. So either he could have a fetch here or another Dwarven Mine. But I can crack the Grove and try to draw another blue card so I can safely play the Lord. If this is Teferi, like, I think I just have to let Teferi resolve. Yeah. So if he ticks Teferi up, it doesn't matter. I can just still kill it. If he minuses Teferi, that's also fine. So I can still attack Teferi. So yeah, if he goes up, then I play Lord, play Island. Okay, that's okay. So he probably, yeah, so like this only really works here if I have 5 mana, which I do. It's not a blue card, unfortunately. He didn't play another land, though. That's concerning, so. I guess this only works if I have... I needed to draw a blue card off of that, I guess. So I probably should have cracked this Grove. I miscalculated that. Alright. That was bad. Because now the shields are actually down here. Oh, he might still respect the blue card in hand, so... Or maybe just doesn't draw the land. That's also possible, because he doesn't have a fetch land yet, so... Fire? Okay, he kills the Lord. I can live with that. If that's the best he has for this turn, that's fine. It doesn't... It means that we're not punished for 4. That's pretty good, actually. Does it have something to pitch to force now if I want? It means I can also play around Mystical Dispute. Well, he's not going to have mana for Mystical Dispute, so... Do I play the Aether Vial? I don't think it's necessary to play the Vial here. He can't fetch, or otherwise he's dead. I think our grip on this game is looking stronger and stronger. Okay, if that's all you've got, then I don't really need to crack this Grove. Sure. I think he should have waited till combat step to do that. But I would probably play the land regardless, so... Okay. I guess that's it. We're just gonna pass. Hold up force with the Glasspool, and that should be enough. So we have 5 damage here. So he's gonna go for it. Put him to the test. Good game. Alright, so we'll go to game 3. Alright, that was an adventure. 2 bolts, yeah. Yeah, 2 bolts for Svyelun I think is a good trade. Fire and Ice is a Merfolk card. I definitely see, like, Fire and Ice is strong. If you can, like, kill, like, I don't know, a Ragavan and maybe a Deathrite, or I'm sorry, a Dragon's Rage Channeler, like, that's the dream, right? So, it's pretty good, because you can split the damage. Yeah, I think I like Fire and Ice a lot. I think it was a good reprint to Modern. I don't believe I'm gonna change anything here. I think we just run this back, right? We're on the draw, so it's a little bit weirder, but I think it still has to be this way. Like, I would kind of like Subtlety just to have another flash threat, but what are you going to do? This hand is excellent. We're going to keep this for sure. Definitely keep. And this actually might be a lead off on Mutavault hand. Because if we don't draw another blue source, then we probably do need to lead off on Muto because we might want to attack with it. Yeah, because there's no guarantee we're going to play this in turn 2, and I don't know that I would want to anyway. We can at least threaten to attack with Muta. But Cursecatcher is helpful here, and Force is also helpful. The Brazen Borrower is also effectively a counter to his combo, because I can bounce the token in response to the Indomitable. So, good answers here. I do think I need to force that. I think I'm going to pitch Lord of Atlantis. So if he plays Teferi, I need to be able to kill it. I don't want him getting his lands with this fucking Renin Sex. Mimic is good. I think, however, we're just going to get in for 2 with Mutavault. So if he plays Teferi and ticks up Teferi, we can actually kill Teferi. Or if he just tries to bounce a Vial, that's not going to really work out. But I'm hoping I've disrupted his mana enough that this will be fine. Like, if he uses Prismatic Ending on Aether Vial, it would be okay. I don't like that he's leaving up mana here, because it means he might have, like, fire to kill off my Cursecatcher. Which is not great. He might want to do that now before I untap. We're definitely going to tick this up. Interesting. I could counter this, but I don't think I want to. So the thing is, he can't actually go off next turn anyway because of the Cursecatcher, so I think I'm just going to animate the Mutavault here. That's pretty good. All right. So we actually have a choice. Do we want to play Glasspool or Oboro? I think that it's okay to play Oboro here because we might actually want to violin Glasspool on 3. So Cursecatcher is like keeping us from losing to a combo right now. So he needs 4 mana, so that's not great. If he has Bolt, he can kill off all my stuff. The thing is, though, like, I can't attack with the Mutavault against this thing now unless I draw another land. However, I'm probably going to tick this up to 3, just because Glasspool threatening to copy Cursecatcher could actually be relevant. Or even copying Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay, that's actually quite fine. So I think here, if he actually tries, if he bolts one of these things, then I don't think it matters. I think I just have to attack his face. I'm gonna wait until he tries to like tap out. I don't want to use the glass pool until he actually does something. Because it's possible I might want to use it for Cursecatcher. Or the other cool sick line is I could also copy a Mutavault with it. But Borrower bouncing a token is now also an option here. So like if he gets the fetch back and then goes to 4 like and tries to combo, this can still get there. But it feels like the jaws are closing in. Like we've got a pretty good hold in this right now. Let's see what he wants to do. He could tick down Ren in 6 to kill this, but then he's still dead, so that doesn't actually do it. It's actually okay if he does it, so not that concerned. Okay. And we also have the option to just flash in Brazen Borrower to try to get him like that, too. And we have lots of surprise power here. Yeah. Uh... Uh... I have Borrower. It had Inquisition, yeah. So... I don't think, yeah, so like, yeah. Yeah, it's also like, yeah, the reason we were waiting on this is because if he tried to like find some way to force through a spell, like, you know, he's not going to be able to pay for Cursecatcher even if I copy it with that. So, all right, so there we go. We had a very nice game against him. So, all right, so let's go look at our list again here before we wrap up. So, we have another 3-2. I mean, we've been doing 3-2s for a while. Again, one match that was like kind of close, and then one match where just fucking mulligans ruined us. But otherwise, like it's a pretty solid 3-2. It wasn't like by the skin of our teeth or anything. Like we reasonably convincingly did it. I was pretty pleased with these cards too. I think these all did kind of what they were supposed to. Honestly, just surprised though that in the last like 10 matches I played, I don't think I've played against hammers, so haven't gotten to use Skydiver. So I as soon as I take this card away, though, I know that I'm gonna fight hammers, and I'm not willing to die to that. I do think that there are still some other decks where like this is actually worth a little bit. Like surprisingly, against Amulet Titan, I think Thieving Skydiver is actually really good. It is way better than Silvergill Adept for 2 reasons. One, it can fly over something like a Tribe Scout or something if they have or like more likely the Dryad of the Elysian Grove. So flying actually matters against them, but it can also steal their fucking amulets. And if you take their amulet, their ability to make infinite mana with like Primeval Titan or whatever, it drastically goes down. So, oh my god, no, Jack, I'm so sorry, but like that was our last match. I really appreciate you coming to raid me, but you were my last match for this league, so very good games. Yeah, I was keeping the Vial 1-3 up because I didn't know if I was going to need to copy Cursecatcher or if I wanted to copy Lord in case you tried to kill the Lord. So yeah, my last cards were Brazen Borrower, a Glasspool, and then another Glasspool. And I figured as long as I have Brazen Borrower in hand, Petty Theft would just threaten to undermine the creative if you played like the fetch and went for it and just bounced the token in response. So I felt that was the safest way to go. So I didn't want to like tap out there, and I left Mutavault back for that reason. Um, there might have been a turn where maybe I was supposed to play Glasspool as a land that would have been a little safer because I think I could have gotten an extra attack with Mutavault, but I think overall like it worked out the way it was. So Nahiri Teferi, like yeah, like definitely like, and the thing I've noticed like countering the Ren and 6 seems to be really really important too because it really disrupts your mana. You're playing like really, really greedy mana, and if I can keep Ren and 6 off the board and you can't just like have fetches every turn for the rest of the game, it does slow the game down a lot. So, and yeah, there's like also like Ren and 6 threatening to just kill off all my X1s is like Silvergill and Cursecatcher. That's not great. Um, but yeah, it was definitely good games. I had no idea what you were gonna play. I figured that it was gonna be something surprising. So like I am never really sad to force Ren in 6. Like that card is just devastatingly powerful in a way that I don't think a lot of people value because it effectively says draw a card every turn. So like most of the decks that play Ren in 6, they want to draw a land every turn because their deck scales with the amount of mana they have. So if you like it does affect. It's a 2 mana card that just like draws a card every turn and like also threatens to win the game. It's excellent. So yeah, Ren and 6 definitely super super powerful. Um, yeah, it was definitely good games though. I really appreciated it. But this is what we ran today. So we were 3-2 with it. So I had like one round where the mulligans just were not great, and that was against the Domain Zoo deck, and that was unfortunate because I think we could have beat Domain Zoo with like a better hand. I like creativity. Like it's a really cool combo deck. It's very similar to like the Through the Breach deck, except I think it's way more consistent because now all of your fetch lands are like half of the combo. So, and they're only the combo if you need them to be, and then you can just play as many copies of like Polymorph or Indomitable Creativity as you need. So yeah, definitely like an upgrade for the people who like cheating in Emmer calls in like turn 4 for sure. Very very fun deck. I think it's cool. But it does play Teferi in it, so I have to knock some points off for that because fuck Teferi. So, but yeah, like Archons are also very good in like the right if yeah, like I can definitely see like a world where maybe you want Archon over Emrakul if you're gonna die like immediately in certain matches. So yeah, we are actually we're ending here too. So this is just over 2 hours for a stream night. Yeah, definitely. Teferi is my least favorite Magic card of all time, and if I had like 3 wishes from a genie, one of them I would use to just get rid of Teferi Time Raveler from the entire game for all of time. So it's all right. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. So actually, I guess we should go and see if there's somebody else we can go raid here. Who actually is even streaming right now? I have no idea. We have to go check. But I definitely appreciate everybody from stopping by, and we will be playing more Magic next week, I promise. Either Wednesday or Thursday night. I will post on Twitter if you follow me on Twitter, I'm Lord Magicus on there. I will let you know exactly what time it will be, but it's usually either Wednesday or Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time is when I'm trying to schedule our streams. So, let's see. What are we? Who is playing stuff? Okay. Modern Teamer Reclamation Donation List. Okay, that actually looks interesting. Maybe we'll go and take a look at this. All right, so let's set this up. I can do raids. I know how to. I definitely, do these often. Still learning a lot of stuff on Twitch, so we're getting ready to do this. So yeah, once again, thanks everybody for stopping by for Merfolk and Modern. I don't know what we'll do next week, but we will definitely try to do something fun. Maybe we'll play like elves or something for the spirit of Christmas, because well, I'll have to think about it. We'll play something fun, but in any case, that's all I've got for today. So wait, where'd my raid window go? Come back. We need to do. Did it not do this? Damn it! Do I have to like start this over? I clicked off of it and now it's like. Okay, no, we're good. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. I will see you guys again next week.